Good morning here at Red Rock. This is the lot at the exit. I'm getting over a sprained ankle, so I can't do too much, but this is something that I can do. It's a very easy kind of beginner walk slash hike that you can get out. It's 5:30 right now, so I can get out before sunrise. It's a good way to cheat your way in before the gate opens at 6 a.m. So come on, let's go. And if you bring your dog here, please pick up their shit. There's a garbage can right there. No excuses. Fee area, all visitors required to pay. Here is my pass. So I start with just walking up the road. This is the way I'll end up coming out on this very easy trail. I call it the easiest trail at Red Rock. It's a trail that connects the exit to the Oak Creek parking lot. It's a nice little climber secret because it can get you to that Oak Creek trailhead for like juniper canyon climbs, without having to wait for the gate to open, without having to drive that whole 13, it's actually 12 miles of loop to get to the trailhead for Oak Creek. Well, you see, I did end up having to go off the road because I saw that this Joshua tree was flowering, but it's a bit past, so I missed the peak of the Joshua tree flowers. Not that many this year. We had a pretty dry winter, so when that happens, they're really not sure why Joshua trees flower when they do, and what actual factors cause them to flower. But rain during the winter is probably one of them. And this year, we had a pretty dry winter, so there are a few Joshua trees flowering. I can see another one way out there. But, we've definitely had some better blooms in recent past years. There is actually a little trail down there that runs along the road. I think it's the horses use it, so it's like a horse trail. I'm going to stay up on the road until I get to Oak Creek, just because of my ankle. And, there's really not much of a difference. But if you preferred walking in the desert as opposed to walking up on the road, you could do that as well. You'd be a little bit closer to this little beautiful section of Joshua trees right here. Here's the sunrise. One of the reasons I came out this morning was because it was supposed to be cloudy, and often when it is cloudy, you get these fabulous sunrises here, and you get the filtered sun, the filtered alpenglow hitting the mountains when the sun comes up. But it looks like there's a little bit too much clouds for that to be the case this morning. This here is a cliff rose right along the road. It just smells fantastic. I was walking on the other side of the road and I could smell it. It's just a very fragrant bush that blooms here in the spring. I do believe it's a cliff rose. There's another flowering bush like this that I do confuse it with. And if it is, I'll put the correct name up on the screen. And I see a desert 4 o'clock over there. So I'm going to go check that out. Here is a beautiful desert 4 o'clock. These 4 o'clock, so they probably open up, closer to the evening, and they close up, once the sun comes up. So this is something that you're only going to see if you are getting out early. Oh no, this is a black bush, I think. Well, I will try to put the correct name up on the screen. Lots of birds out. It's a towhee. Way off in the distance, I can hear a quail. This here is a beautiful flower. Seeing a lot of it this year. There. Scarlet something or other. I'll put the name up on the screen. Ooh, a woolly bear. So because it seemed all the flowers were in here, I ended up on the trail and abandoned the road. And this trail's pretty easy. I mean, it's almost, you know, a step above a sidewalk. So it doesn't seem to be bothering my ankle at all, so I will stay on this. So here's a beautiful desert 4 o'clock, all ablaze, all open. Why don't we get in a little bit closer, take a closer look at those flowers. Look at that. Oh, nice. So actually the camera is kind of distorting the color. They're definitely more of a purple. You can hear the quails. Just a little geography for you. That there in the middle is Mount Wilson. And then the canyon to the right is Oak Creek. There's the famous solar slab rock climb. There is Rainbow Mountain. And that little concave feature behind it is Rainbow Wall. And there's the beautiful Juniper Canyon, which has a natural dam. I've been reading about that in the Red Rocks geology book. And brownstone walls above it up on the right. Magic Mountain is that little guy there. Juniper up and to the left. You can see Rose Tower there. And then Pine Creek Canyon with Mescalito in the middle. And Bridge Mountain. All right, I made it to the turnoff here for the Oak Creek Trailhead. And I will be heading down this road to the Oak Creek Trailhead now. This is a beautiful desert rhubarb. There is another name for it. I'll try to put that up. So one thing you do miss by coming out this early is the globe mallows aren't open yet, so they're still closed. You know, and it's amazing. Some of the flowers open at night, some open at the during the day. And, you know, the amazing thing about it is that they evolved with their pollinators, and they're open when their pollinators are out and active. So if you see something that is mostly blooming, it blooms late and it closes in the morning, that is, you know, like that desert 4 o'clock, that most likely is moth pollinated because moths are out at night. This here is Mormon tea blooming. It is a member of the ephedra family, but it doesn't really do anything if you consume it, so it's not really, you know, like speed. These flowers have the unfortunate name, see if I can get in there, zoom in, called blue dicks. But they have another name, I believe it's desert hyacinth. You can see a lot of the blue dicks in the desert right now, standing up erect. So anyway, I wanted those cars to pass. So the first couple hundred yards of the Arnite Trail is pretty easy. So if you wanted to tag that on, you could do that. And then just come back when you know, you feel like it gets too rough. I am my own worst enemy. I will keep going despite my ankle, so I have to be a little disciplined today and turn around when I should. Beautiful stand of globe mallow by the restroom here. Very nice. So So there's some sun hitting the escarpment. Beautiful morning. People coming though, loud people. Wow, look at this. Beautiful hedgehog cactus. All abloom. Let's get right in there. Oh, how beautiful is that? Just fabulous. The trail starts to get a little rougher here, and I should probably turn around. But those quails are calling me forward. Blah, blah, blah. That one, she hasn't stopped talking since they pulled up. Look at this. Wow, nice. Ooh, it's a ladder back. I don't know if you can see that. It's a cactus wren. Love the cactus wrens. Look at the parking lot here. Look at this. Globe mallow, desert marigold, starting to open up this morning. I'll probably be seeing a lot of that on the hike out. So I'm going to be heading back to my trail, which is right over here. Okay, where is that trail? Here it is. Sometimes there's a cairn here, and sometimes there is not. It can be a little hard to spot, but there, that big old cholla there is a good landmark. It's already raining out there. Lots of buckhorn cholla here. You really got to be careful with these. They actually have little barbs like fish hooks do on their spines. So if you get one in you, it's kind of a little hard to pull them out. You know, another tip is after a big wind event, there'll be a lot of these little things on the ground that come from the cholla called cholla stickers. And I'm stopping here to show you something else. Cholla stickers. And so right after a big wind is probably not the best time to bring your dog out here because, and I know this from experience, they get these little cholla stickers in their paws and it's not the best experience from them. And I'm just showing you this, which I can't quite remember what that is called. But I'll put that name up for you. Blue Dick. Almost back to the car. So just one last look. Soak it all this beauty in. All right, all done. Back to the parking lot, back to the car. Woo! Look, there's one more beautiful marigold. Those open up a little bit later. All right. So that was a great little hike, and I ended up taking more time than I had planned, but that kind of happens a lot with me. I'll put the little map and excuse me, a little map and the stats up on the screen. So if you want to check that out for yourself, you most certainly can. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Have a great day.